All right, back in the garage. Feel like I haven't been in here in a while. I feel like I get everything done. I'm like, oh, I'm done, everything's complete. And then I take on 37 more projects, as you can see. Got Phoenix lights, got scan grip stuff, got Brembo brakes. But today is what I'm gonna call white collar test and tune day. Meaning no testing, just hooking up a cable and then flashing the ECUs on these cars. So what I'm gonna do today, since I got both M cars in here, we're going to unmarry the Cobb, or actually first we're gonna flash with the Cobb, what's that thing called? The Cobb, whatever, Cobb access port. We're gonna take the Cobb access port, flash back to stock on the 1M, then unmarry the Cobb access port. Then we're going to do active tune. I'll explain this while we're installing it, why I chose this one. While that's happening, we're also going to do the Alpine tune on the M3. We're going to adjust things like he has a steering to make the steering feel a little stiffer, and remove the cold start and all the other stuff. We'll talk about that as well when we do the install on the Alpine tune on the M3. I already have ESS. Alex from Alpine has been such a help with doing coding on all these cars. He offered to provide me his tune and just try it out. So I said, well, why not? So we're going to do that as well today. So I'm going to hold the camera while Bryce does his thing and talk you through what we're up to. But we're going to knock this out and call this again white collar testing and tuning day for wannabes. So let's get started. All right. So first thing we've got to do, we've got to get the active software. So there's a manual that comes with the active device or the cable. A couple of ways you could do this. You could go to the dealer, and you could, or a active dealer, like I could go to PSI and knock out the tune, or you can spend the extra or whatever $200 and get the cable. Well, I'm lazy, and PSI is an hour and a half from me, so rather than going to the dealer, I'm gonna just do it here. And so I called Active, talked to Brandon. We talked about what and why, and so they sent me the cable, and then we're going to do the tuning solution here. So first thing we've got to do is download their software, and I guess the tune and the directions will tell us. We're going to figure that out now. So once we figure this out, we'll show you what it is.
Simon 3. You have to disable the driver's signature enforcement. So that's just like, it's not like officially written software or something where it won't recognize it. So you just have to do that. If I hit 7, I can start up Windows without that feature enabled. It's just like a security thing.
Yeah.
To stop unwanted software devices writing to your computer.
So we got to jank up the computer in order to hook up the janky cable.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So did we downloaded the tune, or no? Now you have to.
Yeah. So now you have to go. Actually, I have it here on the desktop. This is like the same. I think it's the same software as all the other tunes.
Yeah. Do you have to run it on a virtual machine?
No. This looks so familiar. The iFlash thing.
Yeah. Same thing as ESS. Comes in a fancy little felt bag.
Make it feel special.
It's a special monoprice cable. Mini USB to USB. Man, I wish my iPad had these fancy USB connections. Fancy old school.
See, this one's called iFlash. This one's called eFlash. It has a lightning bolt on it. This one has a lightning bolt. Okay. I guess it worked.
All right, so that's set up. But now first what we got to do is mess with the Cobb.
Yep.
All right, so let's do that first. All right, so I'm turning into a useless old man, wouldn't you say, Bryce, where I don't know how to do anything anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah, just let you do it all?
For help across the room.
Yeah, why would I do it when I have the computer guy that can do it all? So what we're gonna do is flash back to stock. I'll check out my fancy keychains. These things are pretty cool. I love this gimbal. So bronze for 1M and silver for the M3. We're working on it. Eric's thinking about making them for me. So we got the NOCO charger on.
Press the button once.
And then So what we're gonna do is flash back to stock and then unmarry this thing. Thanks to Shane for reminding me to do that.
So if you go here, you can show your current map.
I think we did a linear tune. Yeah, stage one linear tune,
Sport.
which is, I like to call lumpy tune. It's more lumpy than linear. My beloved N54.
Like I said, I don't think you have to flash back to stock because they're not going to have this. They're going to have your stage 0, which is still.
Are you sure?
I'm almost certain. Because your stock tune is actually stored on it when you uninstall. So when you uninstall, it writes that stock ROM back to the ECU.
All right, so now you're gonna unmarry then, skip that step.
Yep, so you go down, click uninstall.
And then we brick the ECU.
Continue will completely install accessport and restore factory data. Do you want to proceed?
Uh-huh.
There. It's gonna identify it. It says use a battery charger.
Done.
I'll do that. Start talking to it. Stuff will start flickering on and off.
What I should do is just, well, we deleted the secondary cat, so I could probably run this without a darn tune. Car would probably run the best.
I don't know. I'll probably be a little unhappy when I first start it up. It's gonna go through this, and this can take, I don't know. Like on Fords, I knew it took maybe like 10 minutes.
Yeah, okay, so this will do its thing, and then we'll come back to you when it's time to do the install of the new active tune. All right, so done.
Yep. It says make sure you turn the key to the off position for at least 15 seconds before starting the vehicle. So we'll take continue here.
Get some pliers on this,
And
pliers on the
that.
plug, and then that way you can really tighten it down enough. And then
Off. Plug.
So we're gonna start it with the access port connected.
No.
No, we're
this
gonna
is-
unplug.
This is done.
What's a new ECU cost?
I don't know. A lot, I bet. We'll start it up and see.
Make sure it's not in gear.
Yeah, it's not in gear this time. You said you always put it in gear, man.
I do always. I took it out because I knew you were getting in here.
Uh-huh.
Bryce almost launched the car into the cabinets before. He's like, who puts it in gear? I said, everybody.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm weird.
Yeah, well, then one of these days you're going to find your car at the bottom of a hill.
Fine, I got insurance.
Yeah.
Like someone push it down their mat in there.
Yeah, or you could just put it in gear and it'll never run away from you. We're good. Car works. I don't care what anybody says. I love that blow-off valve. I think it sounds cool.
It has just a tiny whistle to it. It's not no HKS though.
Yeah.
The HKS sounded like someone was catcalling you from 20 blocks down.
It sounded like me whistling with my tooth out. Step 2, active.
Active. I was reading. We need to email them and then email us back a tune.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like you didn't get anything or whatever.
No, I didn't. Yeah,
So this is going to be a little bit longer than.
yeah, that's what I got you for.
Okay. I was like reading this and like, oh yeah, just send an email of your stock tune in your file and then email it to them.
Got it. All right, well, let's do that. So here's the methodology of why I did this. Active versus, gotta do MHD, bro. So how did it go? I said, all right, Bryce, I need to give me the MHD stuff. And he's like, all right. So he's looking around on the thing. Why did I decide not to do it? I don't remember.
Phone, that's why.
Oh yeah, you're sitting there jerking around trying to figure out how to do it. Then I just called Active, and my buddy Brandon helped me do the roll cage install, and we've done a bunch of stuff to different BMWs and Porsches down at PSI when he worked there when he was in college. Brandon's family owns Active. I just called him and said, what are the pros and cons here? We have a dyno tuned, specific, tested, vetted, active option, And then you have MHD, which theoretically they're out-of-the-box solutions, same thing. Somebody vetted, tested, and dyno tuned those as well. And then they back it off 25% to make sure it's safe, and then you can just do these out-of-box tunes. But I don't know, we started messing around with MHD, and I don't know, I feel uncomfortable with it. And, you know, part of my comment to Brandon said, well, is MHD so popular because it's cheap and easily available and tunable from your phone? He said, well, yeah, that's the whole point. He said they were on a platform like that, but then the problem is companies were copying their tunes. So I decided to do Active. I know what it is. I know where it came from. I know they've tested, vetted it. I'm not looking for maximum horsepower in this thing anyway. I just want it to be smooth, clean, as linear as possible. So that's what we're doing. So what Bryce is doing right now, we need to pull the stock file off of the car so then we can send it to Active and then they can send us the tune file.
So now I'm gonna open up the iFlash software. This is like all the same software, I think, just different names.
Yeah, it's the same as that ESS uses and Alpine uses and everybody uses.
Then
I like sitting here and yeah, this is good. Telling you, I'm gonna be a worthless old man. I'm not gonna do anything. Not even gonna be able to like butter my own bread.
pre-buttered.
No, I'm gonna have to have somebody that I'm like, how do I do it? This is gonna be great. I installed my own pedals down there, and darn, those Dyna pedals look great. Position 1.
It is in position 1, right?
No.
No. Oh, there we go.
I guess that's position 2. I would think it would need to be there. I'm glad Bryce reads instructions because I don't. I just start doing stuff.
It's true.
You've witnessed it.
601.
So it's reading the VIN.
It's coding this device directly to this VIN, it's telling me. So that, I guess it will be.
Well, married to the.
They really don't tell you what to do. They just tell you what everything does. I hope you can follow the pictures.
We can do picture following.
Read ECU memory. We'll save it to the desktop. So now it's going through and it's slowly reading the ECU, grabbing the file, and then we're going to send that file email to Active. So
Sweet. That's it.
soon I'm going to be professional with this.
This is white collar tuning, bro. All right, so while the stock file is, I guess, downloading to the PC so we can email the file on the 1M, I'm just going to talk you through what we're going to do with the Alpine tune on the M3. So you have some options. This should gain, it gains 20-25 horsepower with catless. So I'm not really going to gain any horsepower over the ESS tune. But there are two differences that Alpine offers. One is going to be launch control on manual transmission, which I'm not sure how it works. I don't know what you do, but he'll tell us what to do. And then the other is what's it called? Servotronics. So the steering tuning adds a little bit stiffer steering, which I think I'm going to really appreciate. So we'll do those two things. We'll do cold start delete, raise the rev limiter by 200 RPMs, and what else? All the other ignition timing, tune it for 93 octane. Same thing we're doing with this car, with the 1M. We'll do on the M3. And then it'll also give us, I think I already have the latest 241E software on the M3. We'll do that. You have an exhaust burble option, which of course I'm not going to do. That's stupid. I'm not a baby, so we don't need that junk. So anyway, we're going to get that set up, and then we'll get that set up here in a minute after we're done with the 1M download, and then we'll get Alex to remote in and do his thing. All right, so we're done. Now we need to email that file to Active. All right, so we just did a speed test. Everything's good. Talking to Alex via text. Team viewer. Okay. you could, by the way, you could do this yourself, but
Yeah.
I like to have Alex do it because I'm lazy. Put the key in, seatbelt plug in, push the button, turn the radio off. Oh, he's already rolling?
Yeah. I was like, I didn't even have the thing plugged in yet. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, it was the, we were trying to do this before, but we had an issue with the NOCO digital, these electronic chargers. Don't work.
Probably like too much voltage it's putting in, and it's
Yeah.
like not reading it.
Well, let's see, because we got to this point, but it would do some funky
That was
crap.
after like 20 workarounds though.
Yeah, that's true.
This now it's working like instantly. So
It blow up,
we talked way too early.
exploded.
USB communication timeout, something.
Well, we know it works, we just freaking did it.
Yeah, but now it's not letting him program for some reason. Like it times out.
Yeah, it's the same issue we had. Now we have a new cable, so we'll see if this cable is bad. Right. Hey, let's try the new cable.
Mono price. Heck yeah. There you go.
It's your place.
That's where I get all the banana plugs and speaker wire I ever need. And Ethernet.
We're looking for only as many USBs, and we got 20 of them. We just didn't know where to look. So we weren't sure if we had a bad cable or not, or something. We've been having an issue with this, so.
That cable does look a little thicker, a little nicer. Has the gold plating on it. Better connection, you know.
Makes it faster for all that, for the 10 kilobytes of data transfer we're sending.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, made it further. Is this just the, this is probably just the 241E, right? This is,
I didn't see what he picked.
well, that ain't gonna work.
What?
He said Hunter said they need a new machine.
Oh, just to do it?
Yeah.
Start motor. Okay. 10 seconds.
Dump the bad cable, ignition back on, start the motor, count to 5 and turn off. Do this twice. Turn on ignition or motor. Say what? Turn on ignition or motor, please.
Should be on. Right? No. There it goes.
Okay,
I cycled it a couple times.
done. He says we're good to go. So we just took the car out, or I took the car out around the block. Good news, I found an alignment place, which is cool, which is literally the closest place possible. They have tire clamps. So I scheduled some appointments there, gave the guy $100 to try to convince him to let me do this. And then I'm having Alex get back in. It's amazing, the servo control, the servotronics of the adjusting the hydraulic steering, insane difference in how it turns. So I'm having him dial that back about 20%. It's a little stiff, even for me. And I'm having him remove launch control because that limits the ability for you to rev. And you know me, I like to do courtesy rev every time. So I don't want my courtesy revs being stuck at 3,500 RPMs. So he's fixing that now, and then we're good. Tune feels great. I feel like I'm getting a little more horsepower than I was getting with the ESS. All right, so we're starting it for 5 seconds, turning it off, starting with 5 seconds, get adaptations to take. And then we're done. I feel a weird little rumble. It's because when the fan, AC, and my pulleys, when it's real hot, it runs like crap.
I feel like through like the pedals. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the issue with the with doing the pulleys. All right, so while I'm in here, I got I didn't, the R3s are the same, this one and the 1M now, so I have one in each. And so this is the new one, so I gotta go to the Vortex Radar. He's who I get all my radar information from. Go check out Ariel, but he tells you what to set these things at. So I'm gonna go through all of his settings, go through and turn X-band off and make adjustments to filters and all that stuff so that I just follow his recommendations blindly so I don't have to think about it. So that's the plan. I'm gonna do that real quick while we're still waiting on the file from Active. All right, so we got the files back from Active, a couple hours later, and now we're going through the directions in order to install. And so they give us a stage 1 and then stage 2 option, or stage 2 plus, right? Well, apparently we can do stage 2 with OE cats, but I don't want to mess with it. So we're going to try stage 1, see how it feels, and then probably leave it alone. So I don't know, maybe we should do stage 2. Because stage 1 might feel great and then I might be missing out.
Yeah. Stage 2 might feel great and you'll never know.
Yeah, so let's do stage 2.
Yeah. System status. I got at least 400 megahertz CPU speed, we're good.
400 megahertz.
Yeah, it's like Pentium 0.
It's like, yeah, before Pentium existed. 1987.
Some gateway from 1998.
Well, yeah, 386 Max was like 93.
And program ECU memory. So dash lights on, radio off, leave door open. Program. Why is this window so tiny? Active tune, stage 2 plus. Now, it's starting. Hopefully it doesn't blow up.
Yeah, because we don't have any help. We're on our own on this one.
Yeah, we don't got
Alex
here.
Yeah. 0%. It's going to take a while. Time remaining.
32, 30, 29. So it's going down. 25.
Let's wait, it's rolling.
Now.
I think I should become the videographer and you become the star.
No, I don't like being on the channel with this many subscribers. I like my little Pee-wee channel where I do a video every month.
Nobody watches.
Yeah.
Hello, nobody. How are you doing today?
Yeah. I'm fine with no subscribers. I just like documenting my stuff.
All right. Toggle ignition off. Yeah, same software as the other one.
Yeah, just a different graphic.
Done?
ECU has successfully programmed. A little smiley face.
So we'll follow Alex's lead and do the double starties. That'll allow the ECU to adapt. I like that blow off. I'm standing behind it. All right, white collar tuning day is a wrap. I'm gonna be doing, I got my GoPro Hero 7s, so I kept my 6s, I have my 7s, so I'm gonna get some different angles. So I'll try to do some driving videos this week. I wanna go do some more flybys with the exhaust and stuff, so there's gonna be some driving, actual driving footage of the cars. I got alignment scheduled for Tuesday on both of them. So now I ought to be able to start beating on them a little bit to kind of show you what's going on with them. And of course the 1M raffle is coming up soon. I got the center console one piece to do. The rest of the piece should be coming hopefully soon so I can finish that up. Radar detector's done. Let's see, what else do we got to do on this car? So once I get the alignment done, I'd like to get the front windshield tinted. I'm waiting on the front lip. So apparently there's still a lot to do. But I'm excited about getting the alignment done. Both of these cars have been out of alignment since day one. So it's gonna be nice to get them aligned so that they'll actually handle a little bit better. What I'm gonna do, and I'll explain this more, but I'm gonna follow Dynin's or I guess the medium spec, where we go full stiff on the front sway bar, and then the alignment specs, I think it's -1.5, -1.7 in the rear, 1.5 at the front, 1.7 in the rear. And I like the ride heights and where both of the cars are, so I think I'm gonna leave those. I'm not really worried about corner balancing the cars. They never really do anything with that anyway. So I find that as long as the ride heights are close, we're usually pretty good. Oh man, I just took the car out for a spin, just went to my house, dropped off the M3. I felt so good, man. Finally, I got 2 cars that feel good. Yeah, the M3 felt good with the ESS tune. It just feels a little bit better because of the servotronics, the way the steering wheel feels. So we got rid of the launch control thing, so I'm free to rev it however I want. And then we backed off the servotronics by about 20%, so it's not quite as stiff in turning. But then this thing, we did stage 2, the stage 2 version. Oh, car feels so good. I couldn't figure out why everybody loved these cars so much because it was all lumpy and funky. Well, now I get it. Now I feel confident. I'm feeling good about, I'm gonna put the brakes on this thing. Now I'm feeling good about whoever gets this thing. It's getting legit. So the only thing that's a little bit that I'm considering with the suspension is I might lower the front back down because it still rubs. It rubs when you're reversing, when you're running, when you're going in reverse. But it's only rubbing like a little tiny little spot on the plastic, which it'll wear that away anyway in short order. So anyway, 1M's coming together, man. I'm pumped about the tune. I should have done this from day one and getting rid of the Cobb stuff that I had and went with Active. So I'm really, really excited. Anyway, thanks for watching this one. And I'll be sure to do some driving videos and update you my thoughts as I have a little more time, let the car adapt and really, really give you some more thoughts on how the car's feeling once I get the alignment done next week. Thanks for watching.